Hi guys, this is Doug with Newberger and Company, and I'm going to talk to you about the upcoming President's Club session, which is called UFC Mastery. So what we're going to be talking about is exactly that, mastering the sort of the staple of the Sandler system, which is the upfront contract. So my goal and sort of the objective of the session is really three key things. How to master upfront contract with the different communication styles that are out there. We know that there's a ton of different types of people that we could run into when we're on a sales call, and we want to be able to handle all types of communication styles, not just in the upfront contract stage, but throughout the process. But for this particular conversation, strictly upfront contract. The second goal of the session is to give you some tools to be able to strengthen your prospect's agenda in your favor. So I'm going to go into a lot of detail about that when we get into the session, but making our prospect's agenda stronger for us as salespeople. And the third thing we're going to want to tackle in the session is how to handle objections or avoid objections in the upfront contract stage, so that you don't necessarily have to deal with them throughout the process, but you can actually deal with them or get rid of them in the setup of your meeting. So those are the three goals that we're going to be focusing on in the session. In order to have you guys be best prepared, what I'd like you to bring is a couple of sort of scenarios and situations where you found that you couldn't necessarily get through the upfront contract as smoothly as you would have liked. And there could have been a couple of different reasons. It could be, for example, that you were dealing with a direct person and you're not so direct and he wouldn't let you finish the upfront contract. I want you to bring some of those war stories where you tried to send an upfront contract, you should, but you couldn't quite get through it, and as a result, maybe the meeting didn't go as well as you'd planned. In addition to that, I'd like you guys to bring some objections and sort of stalls that you feel like you get throughout the sales process that you'd like to see if we can address and avoid by actually embedding them into our upfront contract so that they don't happen. The last thing I'd like you to bring is some sort of examples of poor prospect's agenda. So in other words, if a prospect says to you, hey, I'd like to know a little bit more about your company, that's not exactly an exciting agenda for us to talk about, because we know that the next conversation is actually geared towards pain, and that's not pain-based. So bring examples of those things, and really to sum all that up, I'd like you just to bring your war stories about where upfront contract didn't go as well as it should. So that's what we're going to be focusing on in the session. If you have any questions prior to the session, feel free to reach out to either myself or anybody on the team, and we look forward to having you in the session.